Welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup on tap, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New York Giants. And look at this, right away a loose football. Here's the fourth-round pick from April's draft. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook. Go play action. Toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
To throw his dart. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. Well, they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? So they decline the hold, and that's going to lead to a fourth down. On is Jamie Gillen to punt this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10, right at the 30. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
And this guy born just across the Hudson in the Bronx, Saquon Barkley. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, you can see that.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Dexter Lawrence able to bust free and get to the quarterback. We've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact. But that time, they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything that can get them upfield. On that occasion, nothing open at all, and they swarmed him.
Complete. It's Dodson. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
third down.
We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Dotson in motion right. Hurts sets up to throw it. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. So pass interference to call. That's going to set him up with a first down.
And if it's a bang-bang play, maybe the flag stays in the official's pocket, but instead, he definitely impeded the receiver's right to catch the football. The official's letting the players know how the game's going to be called here in the first quarter.
Up the middle with Barkley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Big play from a big man. Kayvon Thibodeau off the edge and dropping him behind the line.
That was well played there defensively. Two tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Well, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. Kylan Granson, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up third down.
Third down and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Here's Hurts to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's first and goal. Smith will come in motion right. Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal. Hurts. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Eagles will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. They'll start this drive out on the ground. He fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back. So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a third down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Buried behind the line by Azeez Ojulari. Was certainly not an ideal first quarter for him. Remember, he lost the fumble earlier, and here he ends up on the ground with a sack.
And sometimes what happens when you make a mistake early, you get too cautious going forward. Just cover up the football and take care of it and be able to cut it loose. Otherwise, your offense is going to stall.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10.
So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
A little juke. They find some open field here. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 51 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
I don't care what the game plan was coming in. After these runs,
You're running it, right?
you make sure you keep circling on your play sheet, running plays that are working, and keep patting those big offensive linemen on the back. They're doing a great job.
It goes without saying the defense is going to have to adjust to it.
In a big way, and they've got to figure out, do they have to sell out to stop the run, or can they just do it better than what they've done so far?
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Throwing is Hurts. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Barkley, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line, he provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
On 2nd and goal, Hurts. Touchdown, Eagles! Jalen Hurts finding A.J. Brown. And the Eagles lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced to punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he returns this to the 22.
The Giants take over.
The New York set to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They'll start out here with the option left. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
So a decent gain there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook that can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Showed some solid running, strong running, and then he's corralled just beyond the 10. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It is picked up by the Eagles. And a tough turnover there as now they will have it at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal. He'll look to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Partner, this is almost an unwinnable spot for a defense. They have to come right out for a 1st and goal trying to stop them. But let me hold on a second. Let me take that back real quick. They can win here if they force a field goal try. Still a long ways away from that happening, but that has to be what they're thinking right now.
Barkley, inside handoff. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they'll see what they can do on 3rd and goal. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Saquon Barkley. Incomplete. It's now 4th and goal.
Now Jake Elliott, earlier in his career, he beat these Giants with a 61-yarder. This will be spotted at the 20, so it's a 30-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
Jake Elliott.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. And possession switching back to the New York Giants. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
Well, they've already allowed 3 sacks in this first half, now a holding penalty.
So I think drastic measures had to be taken, right? The regular way was not working. He was getting hit almost every snap, it felt like. They had to try and keep him upright.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Throwing, dart. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Well, Zadarius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for New York. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 5. In motion goes the tight end. A handoff, Barkley running left. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out.
On fourth down, punt coming from Braden Mann. And back deep, Gunnar Olszewski.
Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're
You don't
down.
want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you
Now
just
you
called
can
it.
go.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think
did.
you did. But let's face it. You mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that they've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy. Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Second down and 3. Out of the gun, here's Dart.
A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
It's a gain of 16
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year. And part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things broke down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
Throwing his Dart.
And this is going to be incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Here's second and 10. A play fake, and now it's Dart.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Dart from the gun on third down.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. Third down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at him, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
This is 2nd and 8. To throw now, Dart. That's complete to Jalen Hyatt.
His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
At the 41-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Now Dart.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10.
In motion right is Robinson.
Here's Dart. Room to maneuver at the 35.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 27-yard line.
13 yards on the
That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
New York Giants.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, Defensive tackles, because we asked them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Hands it off out of the gun. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Caught along the left side by Hyatt. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring up fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Dart. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Giants go on fourth, but come up empty. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets them a first down.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game, and that continued with that first down run.
Back to throw now on first down. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets them back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Forced out to his left. And to the 49-yard line, but no further, and obviously he is well short of the first. It's a gain of 9 yards, and it'll be 4th down.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
At the 18-yard line.
Dart. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw here.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
They'll throw again. Dart.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing from the gun here. Dart. Pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the 1st down.
This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a 1st down.
And this offense has been a little slow to get going, but some signs of life here in this 2nd quarter. They're moving it pretty good, and that helps the cause as well. Good yardage and another 1st down.
A quick throw out wide caught by Robinson.
So a roughing the passer penalty there, CD.
And we know that these pass rushers love to get after rookie quarterbacks, but they've still got to do it within the scope of the rules. And that time, the hit came just a little bit too late. And an official won't even think twice about pulling his flag on that one.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown.
Cam Scatteroo taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Giants get a bit closer.
Well, this had not been the greatest of first halves to this point. They've been pretty well dominated in all phases of the game, so this was an important drive just to show they can move the football and finish. And now they're on the board here on the touchdown run.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here's Hurts to throw. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
We've already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Here's a give to Barkley. Nice move at the 40. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Here's 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Hurts.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
And 4 at the 43-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Hurts sets up to throw it. Fires the quick slant. A.J. Brown's got it. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick.
Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number 1. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
A 10-point game. 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter.
And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Slot man moves right.
Throwing is Hurts. This one goes out wide for Barkley.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
As a quarterback, you got to be cautious. You got to understand where the pressure is going to come from. This time, it's a cornerback coming after him. And this time, the cornerback just a bit late getting to him. The penalty assessed.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Hurts. Going across the middle, and Goddard's got it.
And he's got this down to the 35.
18 more yards there and another first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
A first down carry for Barkley. He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles.
Touchdown, Philadelphia.
A great effort there. A beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Eagles take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Elliott on for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17.
Eagles 24, Giants 7.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Looking to put a drive together. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 55 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Throwing, Dart. Has it to Hyatt on the out route.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be second down.
At the 45-yard line.
Throwing his Dart.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
Jalen Carter.
Able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the first down.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
To throw his Dart.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open. Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
They'll send the tight end in motion left.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
They'll set up a throw.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up second down.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be, and now it's fourth down.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing, but credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
Dart to throw on fourth down.
He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that is incomplete. The Giants go on fourth, but come up empty. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here first and 10
at their own 27. They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's caught. Smith. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it's second down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5 at the 32-yard line.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
On second down, here's the option.
And he'll even avoid the contact in the end as he will finally slide to a halt. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
So this play, until recently, only something you'd probably expect to see in a college game, but running quarterbacks are certainly in vogue, and this turned into a big play.
And you and I both know that for a long time, coaches worried about their quarterbacks taking too much punishment, running plays like this, and they still worry about it. But when you can break up big chunks of yardage like that, it's worth the risk. Plus, you're coaching that quarterback to see those guys coming and get down before the big hit occurs.
Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
From the 30 on second down, Hurts. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. 15 yards down to the 15 and a first down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's second down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Now 2nd and 9.
Back to throw.
Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught.
A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
Well, they pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with it back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talked about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances, so they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
Another try for Barkley. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action, throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Only a few inches needed on the sneak. He didn't get it, and now it's 4th down.
Well, that play seemed well scouted defensively. They collapsed everything inside. Nowhere to go on the quarterback sneak. Now it's going to bring up 4th down.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Jalen Hurts on target to Dallas Goedert. And the Eagles take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. Well, partner, he has carried them in this ball game throwing the football. All 4 touchdowns through the air, and that's really helped them get this nice lead.
And I know it's a team game, but right now, he is truly the focal point. Every touchdown his team has so far has been the result of his arm. How about him throwing it downfield, creating big plays? I don't know how you slow him down unless you can make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
And New York set to take the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time has run out on this 3rd quarter of play.
1 quarter remains here on Sunday Night Primetime. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now here at MetLife Stadium. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Dart.
Looking for his running back, and he's got it. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a third and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out third and long.
Here's Dart.
He's going to look deep down the field. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Well, that frustration, Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball, and unfortunately there, it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegally. Stop him downfield the way you're supposed to.
Now Dart. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
To throw now, Dart. Open man downfield is Johnson.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That goes for a gain of 31.
Let's just call it as we just saw it right there, a breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage with a flag down here to boot. So they may back up further.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Here's Dart once more.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sat back at the 38.
Zach Ball
in there to drop him, and that is the 7th time tonight that he has gone down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. They'll set up to throw.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Well, they were setting up the screen, CD, a lot of free runners, and they got there late, and the penalty ensued.
Yeah, somehow it didn't get into their brains that it was a screen, right? Instead of pulling off and chasing the ball downfield, they kept going towards the quarterback and knocked him down way late. That draws the penalty flag each and every time.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And this is incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan and especially the execution.
Dart from the gun on 3rd down.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
For a New York Giants.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself. He's able to set up his offense pretty with a 1st and goal.
A play fake, and now it's Dart.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown.
Jackson Dart.
A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Giants are able to cut into that deficit.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
That's caught. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And he'll be out of bounds at midfield, so a solid return to the 50.
Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
right at the 50-yard line. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw.
A short throw here to Latu. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
And this is a rarity in the NFL, a 100-yard game on the ground for a quarterback. Even as those passers get more athletic and mobile, we only see about 5 of these a season. It takes a special set of circumstances for it to happen, and of course, a special player.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action, but other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. In motion left comes Brown.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
This to make it a 3-score game late. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Giants going to take over again on offense. And the complexion of this one has really changed a fair amount. That last field goal makes it a 3-score game, so they need points in a hurry with time dwindling in the 4th quarter. Looking to put a drive together. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Here's 2nd and 7. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
3rd and 4. And that is incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here's Dart. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Andrew McKinnon. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. The handoff to Barkley. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Out route, and it's complete to Brown. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Hurts. Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
And that's one of those where it feels like backyard football in a sense. You say, forget about the route. Just run to the open spot in the middle of the field, and I'll find you. Good throw, good concentration on the catch, and they pick up the 1st down.
They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. Now, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 11. Here's Hurts to throw. And that's incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead, it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
3-yard attempt.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3, and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so, and maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And New York set to take the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for second down. A good way there to have him bounce back from the interception last drive. Something underneath, a little bit of rhythm going.
I know the best ones in the league have supreme confidence, but every now and then you need a little booster, don't you? This is their way of protecting him and bringing him back, and then they'll turn him loose later, I would think.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
A gain there of 30 big ones.
To get back in this ball game, big plays are going to be necessary. And here's one right on cue. Coming up with 3 scores here in the fourth is not going to be an easy task, but that's good work there to bite off a chunk of yards.
Throwing, dart.
And his throw is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Throwing again is Dart.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I've thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Now they set up the screen. That's complete.
And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively, and the key to any screenplay is space to work, and there was none to be found there, and they tackle him for just a short gain.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Certainly a rarity for all but an elite couple of quarterbacks in this league to have a 100-yard day on the ground. Heck, even running backs don't hit the mark as often as they used to. Nice to see them keep calling his number once they saw he was in line for a special game.
Throwing his dart.
And he's got it. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
And they get the guard, John Runyon.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
To throw his dart. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
In motion, the tight end. Out of the gun, here's Dart. And it's caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where, as coaches, you're looking for effort.
And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown. Cam Scannaboo. He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Giants have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Well, 4th quarter touchdown there, back to a 2-score game, but time is not their ally.
No, it's not, partner. They still have a pulse, but it's probably a little weak right now. A lot of things have to go right in these final 2 minutes plus for them. I think they have to be thinking onside kick here, and we know how difficult those are to recover.
You know, we've discussed this before, and we've seen it in practices, extra periods being put in for the offense on these 2-point tries, but the defense, they're beefing up their support as well in practice.
They absolutely have to. If people are going to go for 2 and try and gain those advantages and make it tougher on your team as the game goes along, you have to be in a position to stop those. You can't let them get the advantage. So, yes, the defensive teams, they're putting in that extra time on 2-point plays as well.
And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that, just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
And 12 at the 45-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll go to Barkley again. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning.
And it's 3rd down.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Throwing is Hurts. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
The play fake. Here's Hurts.
Throw right side, caught by Goddard, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. That one looks like he'll throw here. This short throw caught by Goddard. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
The coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulating right now. Received double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no wind. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And New York set to take the field. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Give them 18 there, and the Giants have a first down.
Giants, first down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
A higher-scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared, but executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From MetLife Stadium, good night, everybody.